Embers Adrift has gone free to play for a limited time. This is an indie MMORPG that has been in development for like 10 years, and it went into testing about 2 years ago. It was buy and pay to play until recently, and is free for a limited time until it relaunches on Steam. I've put 10 hours into it so far. We're going to check out what it has to offer, and if you're finding this now later, if it's on Steam and you need some tips, this is the video. If you've been playing it, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're into indie MMORPGs. Stick around by joining our Discord server as well. It's pretty much all we cover on this channel, and let's check it out. Real quick, we're gonna make a character just to show what the class options are. We have the three basic classes. We have strikers, we have the support, and we have the tanks. And then at level 6 you can specialize into 3 different options. We have berserker, brigand, and warden. You can pause here if you need to look. And then we have support, which is duelist, sentinel, and warlord. So we have some pretty cool support abilities. I think this would be a fun game to play support as. We went tank. We are only level 5 right now after 10 hours of playing. The game is really slow, so if you're looking for some fast progression, this is not the game for you. We have the option of going juggernaut, knight, and marshal. I'm thinking we do marshal because it mentions tactics, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and switch back to our character. People have been comparing this to games like EverQuest. I don't think it's that slow, but it was pretty hard to get to this point already. This game is not solo friendly. I highly advise you hop into this with friends because your progression will be way faster. This game also doesn't seem very well optimized. I'm on a 4060 right now. It does run pretty well on my 3070 at home. On the 3060, this game runs pretty poorly. So real quick, let's take a look at... oh boy, we're already under tech. We are level 5. This did take us like 10 hours to get to. I got into a little bit of crafting because our gear and our weapons were pretty trash when we started. It does seem to heavily rely on your gear rather than just leveling up. But I took the time to level up my prospecting, my armor smithing, and my weapon smithing. To unlock more skills, you're going to have to level up your first one to level 3. Then to unlock your third life skill, you're going to have to get both of your first skills to level 6, so I only recently unlocked weaponsmithing. The game is not very intuitive and it is very old school. You can check out the map right here. It doesn't show where we're at, so you're going to have to use landmarks. You get used to it a little bit, but I'm like 10 hours in and still get a little bit mixed up. We're only in the first zone. I'm not sure how far we're going to go into this game because I'm telling you, this combat feels slow motion. Tell me if I'm wrong, but the blue represents easier difficulty, and then it scales towards more warm colors like yellow and red to signify how tough an enemy is. This is the first dungeon area. I'm going to see if we can get a dungeon run going because solo is pretty boring. But the community is friendly. Let's see how many people are on right now. We have 8 players on. This game has been free to play for like 6 months now. I didn't even know about it until recently. The people that are playing are like really passionate about the game, and then you'll occasionally see people in chat who are super, upset about how slow the progression is. My first like 10 hours corrupted, otherwise you would have seen me raging for quite a while just trying to find this amber monolith, which I thought would be like 100 feet high, but it's just this little thing hidden in the trees. Overall, gear is really important. These people gave me some decent drops, and you get the decent drops from dungeons, so you can skip at least the first part of the game's grind just by having a decent party and hitting up that first dungeon there. The quests aren't all that intuitive either. One of the first quests is to go there and do the dungeon. I didn't know it was going to be a dungeon, and it just wasn't possible, and it was super annoying. If you see mobs with multiple of those tags next to their name, it represents how many people you need to fight that mob. There's a 2 right there. You can see him right there. You would want 2 people to fight that mob. The super tiny 5 is my level, and this percent is our experience. The only way it seems to gain experience is to actually fight mobs. I don't think you get any experience by doing any life skilling or even any questing. But at least these mobs have gotten easier, dude. When you first start off, like, fighting a mob takes like 1 full minute, and it's not that fun, to be honest. This windmill spot is right here on the map, and this is kind of the main hangout spot for a lot of the newbies. When you first start off, if you want to get into gathering and skilling, you're going to have to find this alchemy station, and that's in any major section. I ended up having to ask in chat, and people had to walk me to these because I thought this would just be something for alchemy, but apparently this is in every town, and you have to find this thing to craft anything. It does all your crafts. So here's my armor smithing. These don't really give much defense. One of the players gave me this mythical, like, soft looking armor, and it gives way more armor than the metal that I can make. So not really sure how that makes sense, but if you're going to get into life skilling, you're gonna have to get some tools. There's also a chest in every single spot like this. And then if you want to learn professions, you're gonna have to find a trainer, and you could choose one, but it costs a lot for me right now. Looks like we are capped out at 3 crafting professions. And it also looks like we can swap roles. Nope, I guess not. I don't know why it shows. Why does it show the other? Okay, that's weird. I thought we were able to swap combat roles, but I guess we're stuck. Since we are limited to 3 different crafting professions, someone told me to make an alt for cooking, and I just can't. This game is too slow. And the gameplay so far is pretty repetitive and slow. Again, I'm like 10 hours in. I hit level 5 after grinding a bit of mobs. Oh, a quillback. These are like super rare. So apparently a good way to gain experience is to do bulletin board quests, and they're in like towns. They're in this windmill town, and I've had to kill these quillbacks since I started, and they just don't appear very often, and you cannot get rid of the quests, so I'm just stuck with this quest. And now those mobs are super easy, but I can't find them. I ran around the entire map like 4 times. It took like 3-4 hours, and that's how I leveled up mining. If you're going to get into mining, you need to go on the outskirts of town by the mountainous kind of areas, and you'll find those nodes on the floor. Let's see if we could find some real quick. I'd probably recommend, if you're starting, going into skinning, so you can skin these guys and make a little money. And what the crap is this? It's an arrow. New Haven lay finder. What is a lay? I don't know. They don't tell you anything in this game. It's like you either have to pester the people in global chat, which I'll give it to you, they're happy to help. Like, they're not going to complain that you're asking questions. I just don't want to be that guy asking like a million questions. The game should kind of teach me, you know? And then someone's probably going to say, if you just talk to every NPC, you can learn everything. You can't talk to every NPC. You might miss something, you know? There are no quest markers either, so you need to definitely read what the NPCs are saying. The quest descriptions do help a bit, but I can never find these ancient bears. I don't know where to find them, and it doesn't show you on the map. I went to where it said on this description, and I still couldn't find them, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. But that was the mining. They have logging and like tree cutting, and I don't think you can actually cut these trees. Oh, here, right here. There are like just logs on the floor. I think you just chop these. Yeah, you just chop these down when you find them on the floor. Gathering, I won't complain about too much. It's slow, but it can't be that fast. So my main complaint is people, I don't think they're gonna be putting 10 hours into this just to try, like, you know, making a helmet or something. I mean, this combat is legit like slow motion, and they say you can get stats like haste to make you attack faster. I have 8 haste. I don't know, it's just not that fun to me, the combat. It feels too slow. They say also it'll be more fun in a group. I'm sure, but that's in every MMO. I mean, it's not really a selling point for any MMO, because that's something that's better in every MMO and every multiplayer game. If you want to fight stuff with your friends in a game, there's a million options. So this is the main city of New Haven. Nice lag. Ouch. Bro, I could run BDO. I can't run this one. It's pretty dead. You'll see like 1 or 2 players in here. We have a bunch of NPCs you can buy stuff from. The main one you're going to want to check out is the recipe guy, because you don't start off with all the recipes you need for some reason. Even though I unlocked everything else, I didn't get like the copper cuirass and I think the pauldrons when I unlocked armor smithing. I don't know what the reasoning is behind that, but whatever. There's cooking, there's armor smithing, there's leather craft, there's the basics. If you talk to anyone in game and they send you mail, you're gonna have to head down here. Doesn't seem there are any mailboxes in any other parts of the starter zone, at least. You just run down here and there's the mailbox right here. They said they'll be adding an auction house soon, in like 2 weeks from when I started. The first zone is super basic. You're just gonna level up, probably to level 5 like me, and then do the dungeon and then move on. There's nothing left back there for me. Yeah, so pardon for this video not probably looking the best. This looks pretty similar to the valley that we were in. When you die, you drop everything in your backpack, I believe, and you spawn at these fires and you have to go and run to them. So this game is definitely for you EverQuest kind of slow progression guys. I don't mind it too much. It's kind of rough if you want to make a video about the game, because I'm probably going to have to put in another 30 hours or something just to check out the basics. Let's see if we have any new materials or something. Looks like the same mobs. I'm really tired of those mobs. First zone was all pigs and bears and does. So you see how it's yellow? This guy should be a bit tougher. Let's see. There is eating in this game. Let's eat one of these things. One of the players gave that to me. Oh. I guess I shouldn't be eating in combat. Okay, we're gonna have to run because there's 2 mobs. I think if they want to keep players interested, maybe they gotta cut down on the cooldowns for the basic attacks. He's hitting like, what is that, every 5 seconds swinging? And like the skill attacks, this first skill is super fast with the animation, and this one's super slow. Finally. Let's eat some food. So you do have the option to make potions and use them in combat. But the good thing is they didn't make it so that it takes 10 minutes to heal. I'll heal in like 20 seconds or something. It's pretty quick. Oh, not even. This is like 10 seconds. With decent food, it's super fast. A couple of players gave me some food because I asked how to get more food in chat. I was out of crafting slots, so I can't even make food if I wanted to. You're gonna have to make an alt. Let's see how this raccoon is. I think this game is not worth playing solo. I'm just gonna straight up say it. I imagine with a friend they can hit them in the back. They have directional bonuses, and the weapons affect that bonus as well. So front, I honestly don't know what this even means. Is he hitting me more because I'm in front of him? Probably. But we could take a look at my weapon. This one has plus 125% positional if I'm facing them. It doesn't really make the game feel much better. I mean, how long have we been fighting this raccoon? Okay, sickly skin. So far this zone doesn't look like any different. Let's see if we could find a town or something. I don't know. Maybe a village? Let's see. Looks like pretty barren so far. And I can't even make use of these skins because I can't unlock skinning. The world feels pretty, you know, empty and dead. There's just not enough players. And I feel like it's too vast. Maybe, again, maybe if there was a ton of players, it wouldn't feel so empty, even with the amount of slow motion running we're doing. As far as gathering and crafting goes, we're going to want to be level 10, which freaking stinks. I don't really see the point in going back and grinding another 10 hours of prospecting just to level up armor smithing, because you can't even sell the gear that you craft. All this crap that I've crafted, I just trash it. You can break it down for junk. Let me see. We can pop out our portable crafting station and deconstruct a piece of gear. I'll show you. We can deconstruct, let's do this copper greaves, I guess. And you just get this piece of junk. What's the point? I don't know. We didn't get any bars from it. We got one piece of junk. I don't know. Seems like this game just doesn't want you to have fun. It makes everything way more cumbersome than it needs to be. Okay, so we're just going to red versions. Oh boy. Red versions of the mobs that we've been fighting for the past 5 hours. So we're blocked off there. It's red. Let's check out that side, I guess. Game runs fine on high settings for me, and I don't have a high-end graphics card. I don't know what to tell him. Are we gonna die? My dude is walking. Looks like this guy slows us. Oh boy. I see a player. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah, we're gonna lose durability. Lose our adventure bag. Let's see if we lose all this stuff. There's no way we can run back to that spot. I'm thinking when this relaunches on Steam, we can try to actually find a party, but I think the best you're gonna get is some super high levels absolutely blowing through the dungeon, and you just kind of follow along. We are limited on our health now since we died. I'm just gonna go back to Noob Town, see if we could fight some of those dungeon NPCs. Honestly, it's hard to show anything in this game if no one's gonna group up in a group, party style old school MMO. I don't know how anyone's really playing. I know there's like some guilds with high levels. I'm sure they might run you through stuff, but they're mainly doing high level content. There's a player right there. I can't click on him though, sadly. Oops, we lost everything. Oh well. I did not think that through. We had our food in there. That's like the main thing we needed. I didn't need anything else. And then we needed our money. I guess we can try to do a corpse run. Yeah, there's no way we're making it back here anyways, so we are starting fresh. My food and potions appeared back. Okay, so looks like this guy that we just saw, I was typing, he says he's gonna help us out. Let's take a look at this guy. You can inspect people. Oh, he got fancy goodies. Dang, okay, he gave me 1 gold. Okay, so that was a bust, but we came out on top, I guess. Good thing is, if stuff's on this hotbar, you won't lose it. So it's safe. Okay, so Strike said this first place we're heading to is level 10. But I am super bored of grinding those animals solo. Let's go and check out the first dungeon. Real quick, we need to stop off to repair our gear right here. Equipped. Okay, we are at this fire right here. So let's go north. I took the time to heal up. If we just level up one more time, we're gonna get a decent boost to our stats. And I wish there were some players around here. There's the starter dungeon camp. There are a lot of mobs. I don't know if we can kite or what. People say you can do stuff in this game solo. I don't really believe them. Let's see. What are these? Yeah, they're all two flag. Let me see if we can come here. Come over here. Can I kite you? Oh boy. Okay, let's try this. They're blue, so okay. Yeah, we can take these one at a time at least. I got some potions. See how much experience. We're at 31%. 3% from one. Bro, if this wasn't so sluggish, I think it'd be a little bit more fun. Or maybe even action combat. If the swing is so slow, I don't know why it's not action combat. What do we get from this guy? Soulbound. Oh. What is this? I just drank it. My potion went away. Oh no. Come on, we should be able to get him. Okay. She sounded awfully masculine. Hey. Okay, I couldn't loot him. We did not gain much experience from those group mobs. It looks like the sun is going down. There's a day and night cycle. Find the camp in the cave. Oh, that was the quest? Not to actually go in? Okay, looks like we looks like we completed a quest. Okay. Oh crap. No! Run. Okay, we can't do this either. So am I supposed to just grind like I guess you just grind mobs for like 10 hours if you can't find anyone, and then you move on to the next zone? What? We're already broken again. I already repaired everything. This game's progression is just, I think, too slow to keep people engaged, at least like casual players. I mean, I'm open to slow progression. I mean, I grew up on MapleStory, which was like, you get in 1% an hour. I don't mind the grind, but it has to be enjoyable. And I think that's what a majority of players who hop in here are just not going to stick with it. This is like 20 years in the past style, which we've seen projects do that like EverQuest or Monsters and Memories, but they've modernized it a little bit to where it's not super boring. The combat's slow in those games, but it's fun, and there's multiple skill options not 20 hours into the game, and not everything takes a freaking year to get done. So I don't know, do I grind this out another 20 hours and just get like, 500 views, or do we come back to this down the line when there's more updates? It looks like they're getting back into updating this game if they're going to add an auction house in a week or two. But again, if it's 2 years into testing and 10 years into development, shouldn't that already be available? I mean, like, how much experience do I get from one mob that's my difficulty? We're at 40% right now. I mean, I get I'm a tank, but if you want to keep players in, you gotta keep it fun. I didn't lose much health. We gained 2%, bro. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna head back to town. It's kind of demoralizing. We found a quarterstaff for support. That's cool. I think if I was gonna play this with friends, I'd probably roll support. They get like banners and stuff. There are a lot of cool weapons in this game. Unfortunately, the one I crafted, my polearm, looks exactly like my starter one, so that was disappointing. I didn't really want to make a whiny video, but there's not a whole lot of good to say on this particular MMO, but I kind of got a grasp of what this is going to be like. I guess it's not really for most people if there's 10 players on, because this is a well-known project. I didn't even know this went free to play until someone on Discord just happened to mention it. But people know about this project. People followed Saga of Leucemia and, all the drama that came with that. If I didn't have this mythic weapon, I probably would have quit by now, because combat takes way longer with my crafted weapon. I think we've gotten 40% since then. I recorded my initial 8 hours, but it kind of corrupted, so we lost that. So I think we're gonna end it here. Honestly, this was surprisingly dull. I was kind of into it the first 10 minutes because it's a brand new project that I've never played before. But after 10 years of development, a couple years in early access with, funding, with also purchases from the launch, and it being in this state, I just don't really find it acceptable. If I'm going to play an MMO, it's going to be fun with more people no matter what game we play. And in this state, how slow it is, they're just not going to retain players, and we see this. Every time I log on, I do /who all, and it ranges from 2 to 10 players. So how much time has gone by if we don't have a couple hundred people on 24/7, then this game is toast in a couple of years. If Steam doesn't end up saving it, then yeah, it's history. It's free to play right now and we have no people. Are they going to charge $40 again when it goes to Steam? Are they going to charge a subscription fee after that? This is for the more hardcore player base. I like these kind of slower games, but if the gameplay itself isn't that fun, if the combat is boring, then I'm not going to play it personally. And I think that's what majority of people are thinking. But I don't know, let me know what you think. I didn't want to do some whiny video, but that's what it ended up being at the end. I had some decent fun the first half hour, but a few hours in, I was legit sweating because I was struggling to find certain spots. The leveling with the combat, wow, we didn't even make it to level 6. I just wanted to try the specializations, but I guess there's no point if I'm solo anyways. If this video does decent, we can try to get a group going again. Maybe when it launches on Steam, we can check it out again, but I don't know how people who are busy with a family or, work a lot are gonna have time for this. I'm 10 hours in and didn't really make a dent into the game. If I wasn't making the video, I probably would have stopped after 10 minutes when I noticed how slow motion the combat was. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you tried this? Are you even willing to try this? It's only free for a limited time, so now's the time to see if you'd even be interested in continuing to play this if there is a player base that somehow develops with a Steam launch. If you're into indie MMORPGs, make sure to stick around as well by subscribing, leaving a like, and joining our Discord server as well. It's where we test out games like this. I couldn't really get many of the guys to play this. There's only like 3 people out of our usual dozen who try games that we find. They have been playing it and they have been enjoying it, but I haven't been able to link up with them. If you're going to play this, don't bother doing it solo. Seriously, I don't think it's worth your time, even if you have a lot of time. But we're going to be ending it here. Hopefully it gets better with the Steam launch. I don't have high hopes after how long this has been in development, but I do hope it succeeds. It's not like I want these games to, go under. But until next time, I guess I will see you in game.